Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Whiteville, North Carolina, visiting Van Underwood Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, and I'm checking out a 2017 Jeep Renegade in the Latitude trim level. Now this one is in the solar yellow, bright color, looks fantastic. It's really getting your attention, I know it. So let's go ahead and check it out. So this little Jeep is sitting on a 215 60 R17 Continental tires wrapped around 17-inch alloy wheels, painted silver. It also has four-wheel disc brakes with ventilated disc brakes in the front and solid disc brakes in the back. The name of this color is Solar Yellow, and it really gets your attention. And I noticed this vehicle as soon as I pulled into the dealership lot. It was just right there and couldn't help myself. My eyes just were attracted to it. Okay, so here in the front you have like a flat black plastic grille with the Krone line 7-slot grille. You also have the black plastic here in the front. Actually, the black plastic goes around the base of the entire vehicle, which helps out with rock chips and things like that. Now the headlights are a round Jeep reflector design powered by halogen bulbs, and then the fog lights at the bottom are reflector halogen as well. This is what the key looks like. It's a proximity key system. Has the lock and unlock buttons there, remote start, and a panic button. It also has a physical key here on the inside in case you need to use that. But generally, you could just keep this key in your pocket and use the vehicle, and you don't have to take it out of your pocket. It's really convenient. As long as I have the key with me, I can walk up. Key can be in my pocket or purse or whatever. I don't have a purse, but you get what I'm saying. You could walk up to the vehicle, and as long as that key is within a close proximity of the vehicle, you can lock the doors by pushing this button, or you can unlock it simply by putting your hand behind the handle, and it senses your hand position and senses the key, and it unlocks the door for you. Here's the inside of the passenger door. It has a cloth, soft to the touch surface around your arm here. You have a little storage pocket here and here, and a bigger one at the bottom, as well as a bottle holder. You have that Jeep symbol right there on the speaker grill. It's looking pretty cool. There's your threshold area. You have manually adjusted seats here on the passenger side. Cloth surfaces with a mesh cloth here in the center with a little bit more grippy of a surface, and then you have that Jeep name kind of popping through the mesh in a pattern design. Slight bolsters here on the seat, nothing too intrusive. You have plenty of legroom. Let's actually put the seat all the way back so you can see what I'm talking about. And the floor mats hook in place in two places, keeping it straight. Your dashboard is a soft to the touch surface. Kind of feels like a Nerf material. It's quite, not super soft, but I think you know what I'm talking about. And then here is the lockable glove compartment. Kind of slowly comes down. And then you have a pretty good size glove compartment. It's all smooth plastic on the inside, easy to keep clean, and it goes down quite a ways. So that way you can, put things in there easier, I suppose. So you have the privacy glass here in the back, keeps people from looking in on you. It also reduces the glare from the sun, so looking out, your visibility is not decreased at all. Here's the inside of the back door. Now it has the soft to the touch cloth surfaces around your arm back here, small pocket, and a bottle holder. There's your threshold design. It gives you a little clue here, no step. So you don't want to step on that, it might break off. It's not flimsy or anything, but if you were to step on it, I don't know what would happen. I'm not going to try it. So here's the back seat. It's a bench seat system here that folds down in a 60-40 split fashion to increase your cargo space. All cloth. It does have the mesh cloth here in the center like the front. And the floorboard is quite a ways down there, so your knees are not sticking up in the air. Gives you some room for your legs. You do have a little bit of a hump there in the center, so you do have to You know, this person in the center has to deal with that, but it is flat on top, so that helps out. Pockets in the back of the front seats. The fuel door is on the passenger side, so you can talk your passenger into pumping the gas for you. And it opens up, and you have a capless design right here, and has a little cover for it. Now it is a two-stage system, so even if it's really hard to get past this unless you have the right size nozzle, even if you were to get past that with something, water or whatever, it has a second door behind that, so it's pretty safe as far as that goes. But the whole idea is you don't have to worry about a cap. You don't have to look, you know, the cap doesn't get in the way, but also you don't have to worry about the cap being too loose and your check engine light turning on. So that might save you some money as far as your service calls or whatever. Has a little drain here at the bottom. It also has a spider here, so don't get too scared. If you're afraid of spiders, look away, because it has this little image of a spider, and it says "Ciao, baby." So it's kind of just a little Easter egg there, just to have some fun. This is a fun little vehicle. And speaking of fun and Easter eggs, this has a little, if you can see it from the inside looking out, you'll see a little Bigfoot or Sasquatch climbing a hill on the rear glass. Isn't that pretty cool? Okay, let's take a look at the back of the vehicle. It has the spoiler there at the top with a third brake light. And check out the rear light design. It has the 7-slot grille with a little, basically a Jeep front end symbol there in the center. But the overall design here is trying to emulate the old gas cans from the Jeeps. They had that design on the back of the old Jeeps. I don't know if you remember that. If you see an old Jeep, next time look at the gas can, you'll see what I'm talking about. You have the black plastic here at the bottom. Single exhaust there on the right side. You also have a backup camera just under the Jeep name, and it's right here in the very center. Right there, perfect place to have a backup camera, I think, is right in the center. Alright, so let's open up the back. There's a little button under here. Let's push that, and it kind of goes up mostly by itself. You even have the Jeep symbol there. Alright, so here's the cargo area, and even with all the seats in place and passengers everywhere, you still have this amount of cargo space, which is pretty good. You even have a little bit more, I'll show you in a minute. So you have this little storage pocket here on the right side. You have bag holders here on the side. You even have some lights on both sides to help with the shadows. 12-volt power supply back here. Another net pocket. There's a fuse box behind this. And there's a little access, these little doors. That one is to access your tail lights, so you know what they're for. You also have these tie downs. They're on all four corners, and those are for your cargo. Now you don't want to confuse those with the anchor for your tether, your latch system for your car seats. So those are on the back of the seats. You want to make sure you get those right. Under here, you can utilize this space for some more cargo space. So you have these little space right here, but you also have a little bit of space around the spare tire. Now you can lift this up, pull it forward, and it drops down, and then you push it down like so, and it kind of stays up for you. You can also remove it completely. It's also double-sided, so you have this hard plastic surface on the other side. It's not really plastic, but it's a harder material to where you can, flip it over if you want. It has the roof rails, so you can actually mount the cross members across the top if you need to. I'll give you another perspective here from the back of the vehicle. The handles and the headliner. You also have the center dome lights and all that good stuff. So to start it up, as long as the key's inside the vehicle, it can be in your pocket. Doesn't matter, as long as it's inside. All you have to do is push and hold the brake, and you see right here where it says "To New Adventures." I don't know if you can see that, but all you got to do is just push this button, and it starts right up for you. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. The floor mat hooks in place in 2 places, and it's like a big button, so it's really easy to take out and put in. There's your accelerator and brake pedals. You also have a footrest over here, place to put your foot while you're driving, and it's a really comfortable angle. So let's take a look under the hood. To open up the hood, there's actually a yellow latch, so you can actually see it pretty good. It's right here in the very center. You just reach in and you move it to the left, and then you lift up on the hood. Now the hood is very light. It's made out of aluminum or something. It's extremely light, and so you don't have to worry about lifting it up. It's really easy. It does have 2 places that it latches down, and there's a little latch handle. It does require a prop. Here's the prop right here to hold the hood up, and it goes right here. Okay, so here's your engine compartment, and the engine is covered up a little bit with this plastic cover, but you can actually see some more engine here in the front. Now it's a 2.4 liter Tiger Shark multi-air 4-cylinder engine paired to a 9-speed automatic transmission. There's your battery, insulated firewall across the back. And you notice that the unibody is actually over top of the strut towers. So that ties that all in together, giving you some stability. So there's your inline 4 here, and then you have your exhaust out the front and your intake going into the back. Now all the fluids that you can check yourself are color coded with yellow, and so there's your engine oil, there's your brake fluid, your windshield washer fluid, that good stuff. To give you an idea of how light the hood is, it does require you to kind of drop it from a great height, because if you drop it too low, then it's not going to close on and latch on both of your secure points here. So you want to make sure that it's completely closed by kind of lifting it up about right there and letting it drop, and it'll go ahead and secure the hood for you. Here's the inside of the driver's side door. It's just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. You have your door lock controls, your power window controls, your side mirrors are adjusted here. You just pick a side, and then you can use this little pad here in the center to adjust them. The front 2 power windows for your driver and passenger are automatic. So all you have to do is pull it up and hold it for a second, and it'll go up all the way. Same thing going down. You push it and hold it just for a second or so, and then it goes down. It goes down and up quite fast. Manually adjusted seats for your driver as well, but the driver has an adjustable height adjuster here, so you can raise and lower the seat, and it's quite easy even if you're sitting in the seat. So it has a good leverage or something. Your headlights are controlled here, so you have an off, parking light, headlights, and then you have automatic. To turn on your fog lights, you just push right here. That turns on your fog lights. You have interior dimmer switch for your ambient light here, and then this is for your gauges. It also, if you pull it up all the way, it'll turn on your interior lights. You have a tilt and a telescoping steering column, and you can lock it with this lever. Okay, let's take a look here on the inside and check everything out. But before we do, let's take a quick peek at the window sticker, so you can use the pause button so get some information off of it if you need to. So the way Chrysler's window stickers are, they have your engine and your transmission and your exterior color and all that good stuff here, but then you have your standard equipment listed out. all the way to here, and then you got your optional equipment. And your optional equipment will have a price next to it, depending on what you have. So everything from here to here is in that particular package. I think you get the idea there. Okay, let's start here on the steering wheel. So it's a leather wrap steering wheel, and it's a high quality, feels like a Napa leather. It's textured, it's very comfortable and high quality feeling. I don't know if you can see the texturing, but it just feels overall high quality and a good thickness too. It's not super soft, but it's not hard either. It kind of gives in the hand a little bit, keeps it from digging in your bones. Of course, the thickness helped out with that. It also has the thicker parts here. Your cruise control is here on the right side. And on the back of the steering wheel, right back here, you have this toggle switch. You have an up and down, and then you have a center button. And so the right side, you have these on both sides. The right side is your volume for your radio, and then the center button changes through AM, FM, satellite radio, different audio sources. On the left side, the up and down is to change through your stations, and the center button is cycle through your presets. Alright, so these buttons correspond with a screen between the gauges there, we'll get to that in just a second. Your Bluetooth controls are here. You can answer calls, hang up. You also have a very extensive voice recognition system that you can do all kinds of stuff. Change the channel on the radio, make calls, all that good stuff. Windshield wiper controls are here. And then you have your turn signal and your headlight dimmer switch on the left side. So here's your gauges, all black on the back except for the dials, the white lettering popping through, and then you have like that orange mud splashing up on the tachometer. That's pretty cool as your red line. I thought that was pretty neat. Okay, so your RPMs are on the left, your speedometer is on the right, and in here in the center you have these digital gauges here, your fuel gauge on the right, and then your temperature gauge, your engine coolant temperature here on the left side. At the very top you have shown what gear you're in, and your odometer at the bottom on that screen. Now the screen, you can get some more information using these buttons here. So I'm going to kind of cycle through. I'm going to scroll down, and once I do that you'll see that the speedometer part is part of a menu system. So I can scroll down or up, and you can see as soon as I scroll down it puts me into the vehicle info screen, and those little dots at the top show me that there's more information that I can get into. I can even see the transmission temperature, I can see the tire pressure, all that. Scrolling down again, this is your fuel economy. It'll give you a real-time fuel economy as well as a range, how far you can drive, and an average. Scrolling down again, this is your trip. You have trip A and trip B. You just scroll to the right and left to access both of those. It gives you your time as well as your distance and your average miles per gallon. Scrolling down again shows you what your radio is doing. Again, shows you any stored messages, like if it's time to change the oil, that kind of thing. Scrolling down again, screen setup. This is where you can change that little S right here, is letting you know that this is your digital compass. So it shows that the vehicle is facing south. You can change that to your range or your time or other things. You can set up your screen in that way. Scrolling down again, you can go into your settings, and let's go ahead and show you that. So you can change your display, the security settings, like say when you unlock the doors, is it going to unlock all of them or just your driver's door, things like that. And then scrolling down again, you go back to your digital speedometer, that would be my default screen. Okay, so here's your center stack. On the very top you have these vents protruding, kind of accenting the look. It's all a flat, non-reflective black surface. Around the bezel it says 1941, referring to Jeep itself, like the style or the brand. And then you have the touchscreen here, and it has some physical buttons on the outside, but it does have the touchscreen capability. So right now we're in the radio screen. You have your presets here at the top. You can browse your satellite channels, so you can find favorites, genres, different things like that. You can also browse on an external media device, like a USB type device. And speaking of that, we can go into your media. There's nothing found right now because I don't have anything plugged in, but if I were to plug in something, then I can browse and locate what I want, or I can play it right here. I can also adjust the audio right here. Your phone, once you pair your phone, you'll have access to your phone book, recent calls, things like that, to where you can actually make calls using a voice recognition system without even taking your hands off the wheel or eyes off the road. You can always turn the screen off if it's just distracting you, and you just touch it to turn it back on. You can access a digital compass here. You also have your outside temperature, and I like this feature. You can hit this clock button, and if you're really focused on the time, you can have this nice big clock there, so you can really pay attention to that. And then you can go into your settings here. Alright, so you have a traditional volume, tune through the stations, mute button, and back at a certain screens. Four-way flashers, emergency flashers are right there. Here's your climate control. You have your fan speed, your temperature, and where you want the air to blow. The center buttons are to recirculate the air, your air conditioning, and the rear defroster. Just below the climate control, you have your Jeep symbol there. You also have a USB auxiliary inputs and a 12-volt power supply. Now it's illuminated so you can see where it is. It also has a key on it showing you that it will turn on and off with the ignition. And then you have this little storage cubby right here with this rubber mat, which you can take out and clean. Let's check it out. I'm going to take it out right now so you can see the map. And for what I understand, that's some kind of trail, like off-road trail that Jeeps go onto. Okay, so here's your shifter, and there's park. Let's go ahead and put it in reverse so we can check out the backup camera. So you can see from the bumper to the sky, and then you have the guidelines there. Continuing down, that's neutral, then you have drive, and then this is your normal drive position. It's going to cycle through your 9 gear ratios. If you want to cycle through manually, you just slide it here to the left, and you can bump it like a ratchet shifter, and you can change to the speeds. So pulling it forward, you go plus, that's negative. And you'll know what gear you're in because it'll show right up here at the very top of the screen. So right now we're in second. It's not going to let me get out of second gear just sitting here. And at any time you're driving like this, you can always put it back in drive and it'll take over and do it automatically for you. Now that's also handy for downshifting if you're going down hills. So that's another thing to consider. So your electric parking brake is here. So you pull it up to engage it. You can actually feel it engage when you have your foot on the brake, and then you push it down to release it. Now if this vehicle is if it's on and you leave the door open and you start driving away, it will automatically, if you have that setting turned on, automatically turn your parking brake on so you don't get out of the vehicle and it rolls away on you. Your traction control, you can turn that feature off. Default is on. Alright, here's your cup holders, looking pretty cool. Okay, so your center armrest is very soft and comfortable, but it's not very big, so you can move it forward and back, but as far as sharing it with a passenger, I think they're pretty much out of luck. Now it's a cloth surface, and then this lifts up, and you have a storage pocket in here with a USB charger, and it goes in quite a ways, and at the very bottom is another one of those maps. Okay, so the rearview mirror, pretty cool. It has the Jeep name symbol on the side there, but it is a manual day and night mode. And then you have some tap lights up here, and the visors have mirrors and lights in them. It also has a little slider here to help out with the sun. You know, the sun is always trying to get in your face. It also can slide out like so you can get that right position there on the side. Let's take a look at the visibility in the back. Okay, so you can see you have the glass, you have some windows there on the side to look out, but the pillars get in the way back there, and also the headrests. So I guess depending on if you have the seats up or down, kind of helps out with that. Of course, it has the backup camera to help you out with backing out of a parking space if you need that. And your side mirrors give you some good visibility. All right, so there you have it. 2017 Jeep Renegade in the Latitude trim level. So you can see it does have some optional equipment here. So, you know, not all. One thing that I think people get confused is they think that all Latitudes are the same, which they're not. So just because it's a particular trim level, just because it's a particular trim level doesn't mean that it has or does not have certain things. You can add or subtract things all the way you want them. So a lot of cars are very unique that way. They have features unique to what the person wants. Okay, so thank you for watching, and thank you to Van Underwood Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Whiteville, North Carolina, for allowing me to show off another awesome vehicle. See you guys next time.